Hello everyone. I was just gonna let that meme video I made be the only video I make on this today, but I can't sleep now, so let's talk about the server ending. Yeah, okay, if you didn't see it already, that's the end of service announcement. The game is ending, but they're very nice enough to let you know that you can still spend money on the game until the 10th. Wow, thanks. You know, where do we even start? Let's start with that. This is a totally lame way to end the game. We only get a 1 month notice, and we don't even get like a proper sending off. I mean, if you're gonna make ranked mirrors our last thing, at least like give us a bunch of free stones, and then let people roll on the banners, and then we can at least have a slugfest out of it. But we don't even get that. So where do we go from here? So let's talk about what went wrong. Why did this happen? There's a lot of things that you can point to. Probably the single biggest issue is that the game wasn't truly global. It really was just NA. Now obviously people were able to play with proxies and whatnot, and maybe with some phone clients they were able to still install it, but for whatever reason, this is how Aniplex is. We don't know why. We can only speculate. Why is Aniplex only able to publish in the US and Canada, but a publisher like Yostar can bring the game to a lot of countries? We'll probably never know. But that's one huge red flag. I mean, I know FGO is kind of like that, but you can't compare that to anything. It's gotten such a stranglehold so early on that it's almost too big to fail. And I think that's one of the big reasons, but there's also a lot of other things you can point at. I mean, you can even see me mentioning in the videos that I wasn't really going to roll until we had Mitama coins, because rolling in the gacha is shit. The rates are terrible. The rate up is terrible. Spending money on this game feels awful, even compared to other gacha. So I'm not surprised that the small fan base that we had didn't spend a ton. But even with that, it seemed like the game still made enough money to at least be sustainable. I don't know how much profit it truly made, but it seemed like it, you know, was at least making, you know, 100K to $250,000 a month. It seemed at least sustainable, considering there's other things like, you know, season 2 the anime coming, and Arc 2, some other things, quality of life features that may bring other people back to the game. But it seems they've looked at it. The long-term investment is not worth it. I know some people are making petitions or trying to ask for the game back. They're not going to change their mind. It's done. What we need to do, the number one thing before I talk about the other things, is that all event stories will be unlocked in the archive. At the very least, here I'll even show you how you have to do it. You go here, click on archive, and if we can archive their stories, the event stories. Now I know we already have a lot of it already, but we could be missing some of it, or maybe you want to preserve some of it for yourself. This is what we need to do, because at the very least, we can preserve, you know, the memories of this game, and at least the translated parts. And with only 1 month left, this is not a lot of time, but it should be good enough that at least we can keep everything we got in this game. And at the very least, we're able to complete Arc 1. Not saying I'm happy, because I'm not. I'm absolutely devastated. A lot of people are. Because this game, you know, I'm sorry. I'm mincing my words so much because it's early, I'm tired, and I'm not sure how to feel. Other than like shit. But this game meant a lot to a lot of people. This was like very different for me. You know, if like games like an Arc Knights closed down, I wouldn't care. I don't care about any of the characters in that. Sure, it's fun, but I cared about the characters in this. You know, this game developed the characters a lot, and there's a lot that made you really care about what happened in the game. Now, we've had a lot of goofy events, and it sucks that the last event that we're getting, the Flowers Lament, or last like event in live game, is a sad one. And I'm not too mad about, money I've spent on the game or whatever. That's, I definitely didn't spend a whale's amount of money, but I'm just sad that I won't be able to see the future of this game. I'm happy I got to at least see Arc 1. I love the story. It was so different from the regular Magica because when you're introduced in this game, it's intriguing. I mean, yeah, it's got the, your stereotypical amnesia start, but you cared about what happened to Iroha. You're interested. What happened to her sister? And following her journey, and then discovering Kamihama, one of the big differences between Kamihama and the original game, or I'm sorry, the original anime, is that girls work together. And that really made things a lot more interesting. They could rely on each other's strengths, and their weaknesses didn't mean as much when they had all their friends. So I'm happy that in the end we could free her sister. We got Ui. Hey, she's there, look at it. And you met so many great characters, and it's really still perplexing because it felt like there was still so much they can do in the game, but at the very least I'm happy with what I got. I'm sad that I won't be able to. I just enjoyed logging into the game and just being greeted. And the biggest thing for me is Magia Record allowed me to make so many new friends. A lot of people are talking about moving to JP, and I'm not sure if I will do that yet. I'm leaning towards no, because, yeah, I should mention here, if you didn't see, you can't transfer accounts. If they let you transfer accounts, people might not be near as mad, but you can't. So that means starting all over. So that's one reason to not want to transfer, besides, the more obvious, like shit being in Japanese. But the English community will never be the same. It's not going to be that big. Some people move over, and some people will even say they're going to because as the initial reaction to this. But ultimately, the English community for JP will not be that big. And it won't be the same to me. The sense of community and friendship was really one of the strongest points for the game besides the story. So, I look at it, would I really enjoy playing JP? I don't know. I need to think about that a bit more. But let's talk about what's left of the game because, hey, we got a ranked season coming up. I'll play it. Obviously, I'm not going to try hard. I can't. Who the hell would try hard this anymore? I'll come up with some kind of meme team or setup. I'll make a few more Magia Record videos because this game deserves a more proper send-off than what the developers are giving us. So maybe I can make a video that really shows everything that I enjoyed about this game. Because I just literally made a video talking about how this was a game I love. I mentioned basically Magia Record is not the perfect game, but it was pretty much about the perfect game for me. And I'm sad to see it go. And I hope that at least, stuff with like Ashley and stuff gets to go to JP so it's not wasted. I really don't even know where I'm going with this because it just sucks. There's not much to say other than it sucks. I realize that a lot of people probably aren't going to be too interested in the next Magia Record video I make because people are going to move on. For some people, especially people that play a lot of gacha games, probably just, skipped a lot of the story. It doesn't really matter too much to them other than maybe whatever financial losses they have gotten from it. But I read all the stories. I wouldn't rush events just to get an event memo up. I read them all. So for me, it does mean a lot. Anyway, I'm going to quit rambling and maybe I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.